where most of our grandparents grew up in a monogamous relationship. Today's modern single women and single mothers are often upheld and celebrated for their independence. There is a massive disruption in the way we pair bond, how we meet, and what we can expect from modern relationships and dating. During the Jim Crow era, American black couples stayed together and were married at a higher rate than white couples. Something happened along the way, and along came liberty, freedom, and equality that slowly picked apart a system, a functioning entity, to something that we now can assess and see with our own eyes. As example, young black men are struggling. They don't pair bond and are married at a lower rate than any other race. This should not, however, come as a surprise, since there is a clear reason behind this. It's called single motherhood. When a father is taken out of the equation of the family, all hell breaks loose. There is simply no way for a woman, no matter how strong, virtuous, and hardworking she might be, to replace the role of the father in a home. Promises were made that women too can have the same chance as men. They can work, get educated, and subsequently replace the father for the promise of a better future with the help of big government and welfare. There is a price to pay, however, and this is where women have come to this point of time where they wonder why their sons are committing to criminal ideals and why they have a hard time to pair bond or finding a direction in life. When a young man grows up without a father figure, he can't learn about the manly virtues like honor, morality, and responsibility, all of the traits that define those of a man. These are ideals that are timeless and regarded throughout time and space across all religions. Single mothers will more often let their emotions and opinions get the best of them, which in turn will be adopted by their children. The consequences of this is obvious, as their sons will replicate and become a product of irrationality, emotion, and female energy. There is simply no other way. What happens as he grows up? Well, in worst case scenario, and we've seen that far too often nowadays, he will, however, search to find a strong father figure. And this might be anyone from a teacher to a gym coach, or just as probably a leader of a gang who happened to display these manly virtues. The irony, however, is that the majority of criminal men that are themselves a product of single motherhood, who are merely role-playing and try to adapt these stereotypical manly behaviors like fighting, screaming, and acting out violence. This is in fact the exact opposite of manly virtues. And when it comes to raising daughters as a single mother, you have the opposite problem. The mothers cannot display the traits of a healthy and loving relationship between a woman and a man. Thus will they never learn to adopt the female traits that constitute that of which a man is looking for in a relationship, such as kindness, submissiveness, and caring. As the single mother has been forced to take a part of being the protector and provider of the family, this will also be replicated and later adopted by the daughter. This leads us to the current situation, where men and women are equal but miserable. Women must stop pushing away men. They must understand that with the power now being in their hands, rejecting marriage, pair bonding, and shunning traditional gender roles will do nothing but harm for the future generations. Men must also become men again, and women must become women. And it starts by acknowledging that single motherhood has been devastating. It is time to pair bond again and rebuild the family and return to the traditional gender roles.